Kakadosh Boker Or. Bekiim Bahalacha, this is 5. Bekiim Bahalacha Ben HaMesarim. Siman Tav Kuf Nun Aleph, 551. Halacha Peh. Okay? Halacha Peh, 80. מי שהיה חולה ונתרפא, אך נשאר חלש. Somebody that was חולה, and then he became cured, but he stayed weak. מותר לו לאכול בשר בימים אלו. So it's going to be mutar to eat meat during these days. אם אפשר לו להסתפק באכילת דגים, now if it's going to be that he could eat from other fish or whatever it is, שאינם נכלל לאיסור, so obviously he should do that, ואין להקל באכילת בשר. ובבתי הבראה, שאני יכול להשיג לבשר, יכול לקבל בזה. But what happens if he's in a בית הבראה? You know, he's, what do they call the בית הבראה? In English, it's a house of not remedies. I forgot. A rehab. Yeah, but rehabilitation, usually when they say nowadays rehab, it means for other things. Right? But really, it's true. It's a bet achlama. I forgot how it's called, but okay. I'm sure that it might have been also a rehab, but nowadays they just say usually it's for other things. Yeah, fine. So you could be lenient, basically. Halacha pe'alef. Yeah, meuberet. As a pregnant woman. שסובלת הרבה בהריונה, יש להטיל האכילה בשר בימים אלו. וכן יולדת בתוך 30 אכלה לידתם יותר בזה, or also a woman that just gave birth within 30 days, וכן מנקת, or a woman that she's feeding, שאם לא תאכל בשר if she's not going to eat meat, ישפיע הדבר על החלב שלה, it's going to have an effect on her meat, on her milk, ושמה ייפגע קצת בתינוק, it's going to affect the child, מותר לאכול בשר בימים אלו, she's allowed to eat meat. ודמנקת, הסובלת מחולשה שמותר בזה, or a מנקת that she's having suffering. Yeah, you're checking it up, yeah? What a יצר רע. החולה שרוצה לאכול בשר בימים אלו. החולה. Yeah? Everyone has their own חולה. החולה שרוצה לאכול בשר בימים אלו, בהיתר. He wants to eat בהיתר. אינו צריך לעשות, he doesn't do את הנדרים. שכן שרוצה לחזור במנהגו, אז he doesn't know how to do it, אלא בגלל שהוא חולה. It's only because he's חולה. Like this. When do you do Ataran Nadarim? Ataran Nadarim is when you want to go against a minhag that you already had. So he had a minhag since he was born, and the majority of all Klal Yisrael have this minhag, that they're not going to eat meat during the 9 days. But now he's choleh. So when he's breaking the minhag, he's not really breaking a minhag. Next year, Baruch Hashem, he'll be Bari V'Shalem. He's not going to have to do it. It's only now because he's sick, so he doesn't have to do Ataran Nadarim. עובדתו, שאחר כך שיחזור לאיתנו, יהיה בריא, he's going to do it again. So I didn't צריך התרה. אומנם אם מחמד שאינו בריא, רוצה לחזור לגמרי מנהג, even because he's not healthy, from now on he doesn't want to do it anymore. So he says, then הוא חושש, שאפילו כשבוע אחרי שתחזור לתו לחודשה, צריך שיעשה התרת נדרים בפני 3, then he has to do התרת נדרים in front of 3 people. Okay? Because then באמת he has to do התרת נדרים. Okay? Fine. מותר לתת בשר לקטנים. You're allowed to give children meat. Even after ראש חודש אב. בזמן הזה שירה שילדה חודשה לעולם, and even if they were הגיעו לחינוך, ובפרט אם הוא קטן, שלא בריא כל כך, especially that he's not that healthy, ורק כשהגיע הקטן לגיל 12 שנה ויום אחד, שהוא בגלל מופלא סמוך לאיש, then you should be מחמיר not to give him meat during these days. Okay? Fine. The last one, Pei Daled, 84. So it says, בסעודת מצווה, which is going to be after Rosh Chodesh Av, for example, סעודה ברמילה, so you're allowed to eat meat. Right? And it says, רעב או אהבה, allowed to be meat. אבל סתם בני אדם שהולכים שם, אך ורק למטרה, לאכילה בשר, למעלות טבעתם, הרי הם עושים מצווה באה בעבירה. You know, somebody once called me up, I still remember until today, they went and they said, Rabbi, we want to go to a meaty restaurant, but don't worry about it. They're going to be making a siyumim all the time. So we're going to be part of a siyum. So we could eat meat? Yeah, so I just gave you the answer. What did he answer? It's considered to be performed a mitzvah that comes through an avera. Mitzvah ba ba'avera. Why is it a mitzvah ba ba'avera? Because what? Ki'ilu, you're doing a siyum. They're just doing a siyum in order to fill up their pockets, right? They want to make sure they could still sell meat and have meat, and they want to do it heter, so they want to be matire tasheretz. So what do? They come and they start. So they come, they pay boys, and every single hour, or every single 2 hours, whatever it is, they come and they have siyum masechetz. And then I know who you are. Yeah, come. Siyum masechet. Now you can eat meat. Bemet. The restaurants that do that. 100%. So therefore, what does he say? Mitzvah aba'a ba'avera. You know what that means? Mitzvah aba'a ba'avera. Some people, they come and they think, So he says over here 110 and 111. The Or Letzion wrote that if a meal is prepared to celebrate his circumcision, and after the guests have already arrived, it is discovered that the infant is still ill, so the family and guests may still enjoy the meat. Our sages say that if someone plans to perform mitzvah and then is prevented, meaning this actually happened. I remember I went to a Brit Milah, and we got there, and we're waiting, and all of a sudden they disappeared. Why? They had to go to the doctor. And then they came back, and the child had jaundice of like 20-something. But they had the entire Suda already there. So they did the entire Suda. It was in Temple Moses. Right? So they did the entire Suda. I don't know if you did the Suda, but whoever it was. But so the food was there. You understand? So therefore he says over here, if that's meant to happen, you're allowed to partake of the Suda, even though it's meat. Yeah. Yeah, you did it, yeah. Yeah, so it was mamash. The baby was there. That's it. The baby had such a strong jaundice. Yeah, it's such a strong jaundice, he wasn't able to do anything. So he says over here, so then technically speaking, if that was meat, yeah, you guys listening? If it was meaty and it was during the 9 days, you're allowed to come and you're allowed to eat from the meat. 111. It is permissible to eat meat of the celebration itself along with the celebrating family. No one may take a portion of the meat from the celebration and eat it at home. This is the ruling of the Magen Avraham and the Chazon Ovadiah. Many people mistakenly think otherwise. Some people think, you know what, I'm going to take the meat and I'll eat it at home. No. You could eat it here. Here you could eat it. You can't take it home. Understand?